So, in this video, we're going to talk about, can you be friends with your ex, with your avoidant ex, or with any ex, really, for that matter? It's a question that I get asked all the time. I've been through this thought process myself, and actually, I am friends with one or two of my exes, really good friends with one of them. But why is that? Why can I be friends with that ex and not other exes? And you might be asking yourself the same question. So we're going to dive into that in this video. So before I get into this video, I want to let you know that if you're stuck in that purgatory phase of missing somebody, longing for them, knowing that they treated you badly, yet not being able to drop it, and you're stuck there wondering if you'll ever be able to let them go, then the self-abandonment trap is perfect for this time in your life. It's going to help you to come back to you and get unstuck in a way that does not involve understanding more about them or you or anything else, actually, for that matter, and actually processing something in a new way to help you feel more alive again, right? When I was in this phase of longing for my ex and wishing that it could be better and wanting them to change and everything, I just wanted, honestly, to just feel better. And that's the thing, you've got to be happy with or without them, haven't you? You've got to actually grow into who you are and be happy whether they come back or not. So you might as well do something towards that goal of learning to be content with or without them, because as long as you're dependent on that person, it will keep you stuck in this horrible space of purgatory and longing. So if you would like to do something different, come to my self-abandonment trap. We start on the 19th of May. There is only 8 spaces left. So if you're thinking about it, I would jump on it quickly because those spaces will go. So if you want any more information about that, or you've got any questions about it, you can book a discovery call with me to find out more. That's free. We can have a chat for 20 minutes and you can find out more information about it on the website. Okay, so can you be friends with your ex? The simple answer to this is honestly, are you okay with never being with them again? Are you okay with that? Are you really okay with it? Okay? Because I know with my ex, who I'm really good friends with, that we will not be together. I do not long for it. I don't want it. I don't miss him like that. It's not romantic. It's just we really respect each other and we respect where we're at in each other's lives. I could honestly go to his wedding and be very happy for him, right? It's that level of neutrality about it. It's pure acceptance of we are not together anymore. But sometimes what I find is when people are thinking, can I be friends with my ex? They're actually in the bargaining stage of grief. They're trying to keep the connection alive in a way that kind of seems plausible. Remember that word, plausible, is something that we use a lot with our exes, isn't it? We try to make something plausible, or it feels plausible, so we doubt ourselves. They could have this excuse or that excuse or whatever, and so you doubt whether something was right or wrong, or something is right or wrong. So when it comes to being friends with an ex, if you decide to be friends with them, you're essentially abandoning yourself if you're not really over it. If you're actually longing for the connection to grow into something else and you're hoping that it will, you're actually dampening down your feelings for the sake of whatever feels more comfortable to them right now, especially if they have suggested it. If you suggest it, and you're not over it, you are trying to keep the connection alive in any way you can, like clutching at straws, right? But if they suggest it and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can do that, that's a no. Okay, if you're umming and ahhing about it, or if it's even a question, to be honest, because if it's even like, can we be friends, then it's not a natural thing, is it? You know, so I always think that it's better to not be, especially, you know, like some people can be friends with their exes years down the line. You know, when the dust has settled, there's no animosity there, the anger's gone, the bargaining's gone, there's nothing there. You know, you're not trying to get them to be anything for you or whatever. And actually, some people can have an amazing friendship with their ex when all of that's been and gone. But if you're in the place where you're kind of like, oh, I wish I could still have them in my life, I wish I could like talk to them more, I wish I could maybe grow this into something else, maybe we need to be friends and then it will grow into something else, like you have to ask yourself honestly, like, are you actually okay with being friends? That's the real test. You have to ask yourself, would you really be okay at a closer proximity than you would be if you weren't friends, if you distance yourself and let this person go? Would you be okay for them to tell you about their new partner? Would you be okay for them to share photos and for you to see them in the front row? Would you be okay with all of that stuff? Because if you're not really okay with it and you kind of think, oh, this is just going to make me feel rubbish, it's going to make me feel rejected, it's going to make me feel second best, it's going to make me feel like I'm losing out, then don't put yourself through it. Don't put yourself through that. It's horrible to be friends with an ex in that place, you know, when you're really actually longing for them. You have to lie to them. You have to actually have an inauthentic relationship with them. It's not even a real friendship. It's not real. It cannot be real if one of you has to lie, right? And if both of you don't have to lie and you actually want to be together, then this wouldn't be a question. You'd just be together, right? But if you're having to dampen down your feelings and, you know, kind of hope that it turns into something, then no, don't do that to yourself. And eventually it would come out in some way. There'd be some kind of eruption, some kind of sense of betrayal, some kind of sense of loss that would hurt more than if you just let yourself have the distance that maybe your nervous system and your heart needs. You know, I know it's horrible because sometimes you want to say that we can be friends so that you can keep that person close in some way, but maybe that will happen in the future. Maybe it will. You know, like with my ex, that happened years later, really. You know, the way we are now would not have been the same as years ago, you know. So that really does take time. And I do think sometimes this really can happen for people like down the road. I've seen it lots of times with clients who are friends with exes and they have really nice relationships because they know each other better than most people. It's a special relationship because it's not like a normal friendship. Never really will be, but at the same time there's no intent of romantic interest, there's no intent of anything sexual happening, there's no intent of any of that kind of thing, so it really becomes a platonic love, you know, and you can have a platonic love for people, and it might be that that person was meant to be a platonic love in your life, but not while you still hope it's going to turn into something else. It can't work like that. It's inauthentic. So that is my answer to this question. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've been through that, where you've kind of betrayed yourself in the bargaining phase to keep that person there. Lots of people have done that. And if you want any more support, you can find out lots of things that I do in the links below. The living rooms on every Wednesday. And we've also got the self-abandonment trap, which is starting on the 19th of May. I'd love to see you there. That's going to be awesome. And if you want some coaching, I also do one-to-one coaching as well. So all of the information about that you can find out in the links below. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.